everyone, welcome back. If you did not join us for $50 February 2023, you may not know that we were sticking to a much smaller budget for our grocery shopping. So we spent $150, almost exactly, over the month of February, and now we are back to our regular budget for grocery shopping for the foreseeable future. So we typically spend $100 per week for our family of 6, since we do butcher our own meat, grow a lot of our own produce, and make a lot of things from scratch. A lot of those things aren't included in my budget. So $100 is what I spent this week at the store, and as you can see, I didn't go to the store. So if you've been watching, we had just a crazy snowstorm, and we were basically snowed in for a couple of days, and I had my $100 grocery budget to spend. There wasn't anything I was in dire need of right away. So instead, I used my grocery budget to buy things online and have them shipped to me, which in a lot of ways is a lot more convenient. A lot of times it's the same price. Since I have a Target Red card, they ship my orders for free. I do have a debit card, not a credit card. But I'll show you what I got today. I spent $99.72, I believe. So right at that $100 mark, and I'm a little nervous about this big box because I ordered food, and some of these things might be a little fragile. So I'm hoping they're in that little one. Okay, my fragile items are on top of this box, which has definitely been flipped over because I can see some of the insides of those contents on the outside. So what I was going to do was place 2 orders, one with the fragile items, one with the heavy items. But I didn't think I would get them both to, I think you need $25, maybe it's $35 for free shipping. And I didn't think I would get both of them to that point. So I just chanced it, hoping that whoever packaged these had some common sense, but I guess not. So anyways, I'm going to show you what I got today. And some of the things are pretty predictable in what we get, and some of the other things, not so much. I didn't open those. Alright. Aren't as bad as I thought they'd be. You can have that, Gracie. Oh. You know, when you know, you know. Oh. This one's empty. Oh man. I don't even know if I'm going to take the rest out. Oh, I'm so bummed about that. Alright, look at that aftermath there. Oh my. Alright, so first off, I'm going to share with you what I got that didn't survive its trip here. I did order 2 bags of the organic blue corn with flaxseed tortilla chips. These are just the Target Good and Gather brand, and we really like these. And I would be more stressed out about this, but Target's policy on this stuff is always really good. So I just took a couple pictures of the literally open bags in the box, and I'm not worried about it. I'll send them a message, and they usually make that right. I also ordered 2 bags of the black bean quinoa multi-grain tortilla chips. Now, we hadn't tried these before. This one was open as well, so I'll toss it. But we hadn't tried these before, but I thought they would work in place of crackers and things. So one of the bags didn't get smashed up too bad, so we'll keep that one, and it wasn't open. The other 3 bags of that stuff were open. So the other things I bought today, as you can see, is a whole bunch of flour. I was down to my last 2 bags of flour, and I always try to keep between 5 and 10 of these 5-pound bags on hand. That we go through a lot of flour. I do a lot of baking and cooking from scratch, and it just seems that that is a good amount for me to have. So 25 to 50 pounds at a time, and I was down to my last 1 or 2 bags after the challenge. So which was funny because I didn't stock it before the challenge, and I was actually nervous I was going to run out. But I got these. So this is my favorite organic flour to use. I find it a little bit more affordable than buying in bulk from most places. And the only place I've seen it a little bit cheaper is Walmart. They have an organic flour that's cheaper, but I'm just used to being at Target. I always see this one. And at one point it was only about 1 cent cheaper per bag. So it might be a little bit more affordable now. So that's also another option. But I really just like buy my flour there. And when I go into the store, they usually only have a handful on the shelf. So I can't buy a whole bunch about like this. Other things I got today were ranch dressing because we just fly through this stuff. So I wanted to get a couple for the cupboard. Again, I got some things kind of stocking up since it's been a little bit, but I still didn't want to go over budget. So things that are going to kind of help us too. Other things I got some chocolate syrup just because we opened the last one. My kids love that on their oatmeal. Don't ask me why. And some mustard just because I took the last container out of the cupboard and I wanted to replenish my cupboard. So what I try to do is add it to my list, not necessarily buy it the same week, but replenish it when I can. So since I could, I got some refried beans. This was definitely a I want refried beans moment. So I bought a can. These are the organic. These ones are actually vegetarian. I'm very confident this is not the one I picked, but like very confident, but either way, those will be good. I do hope to maybe start canning beans a little more since we have so much of our own lard. Maybe make my own refried beans when I want them, but I'm the only one in the house who eats them. So it's one of those things where it's like, it feels a little selfish to do. So I haven't done it yet, but I did buy myself 1 can because I've just really been missing them, and they freeze so well, so I can break this up into a couple containers in the freezer for myself. One thing I got that I usually don't buy is I bought organic cane sugar, and only because it fit in the budget. And I love that just the more and more progress we make on our homestead, growing and raising our own food, the more I'm able to transition a lot of these things. So I may not be able to do this always, but I noticed we were down to about just under 2 bags of sugar, and I usually buy a 4-pound bag at a time, or I buy the 4-pound bags. And since I have been using honey in place of sugar a lot, I haven't used as much, so I think it might be a point where I can actually transition my sugar over to this, with the exception of those bees. Those bees go through a lot of sugar, so that would be a hard thing. So I might be trying to buy one of these maybe every time, or every other time I go shopping, to kind of stock up in preparation for the bees needing sugar. The other thing I bought was 2 bags of light brown sugar. So this is 3 pounds total. And I bought this before, but it has been a little while. I know the last few times I bought brown sugar, I just bought regular bags. So it did feel good to do that. And then a couple things that I don't usually buy is I bought the Annie's organic bunny graham crackers. And I bought this because I wanted graham crackers and some butterscotch chips. And I bought these because I had a bag of coconut in the cupboard I needed to use up, and we were going through the challenge. I was like, I need to use that. And then I found 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, and I was like, I know what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make 7 layer bars. But I had no butterscotch chips and I had no graham crackers, so I was like, how am I gonna do this? So I bought these in place of graham crackers, just because I think they're a little bit healthier. And then I just bought regular old butterscotch chips because that's what they had for butterscotch chips. And I really just want to use those things up and kind of make something fun with them. So probably not the healthiest option, but it is what it is. So I hope you are doing well this year with your budgeting or whatever your goals may be. I hope if you're following along with the challenge, you're finding your way smoothly transitioning into whatever your new goals will be. So I hope you enjoyed this video and glad you got to see me again. Bye. For those of you who are wondering, Target did replace all of the chips, crackers that were damaged in shipping, and they had them out to us the very next day.